Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie from Wilton. Have you ever looked at a gum paste flower and thought there is just no way I could do that? I was there once too, and let me tell you, if you break it down step by step, it's actually not so hard. And that's exactly what we're gonna do today while making a gum paste rose. Let's do it. We're going to begin by kneading our gum paste. Now, an important thing to know about gum paste is that it actually dries rock hard and it can dry out pretty quickly. So if you're not working with it, make sure it's stored in an airtight container like the one it comes in, or if you have some pieces that you cut out and you're not currently working on, make sure they're in the storage board, which I'm going to show you later. While you're kneading the gum paste, if it feels a little dry, go ahead and add just a little bit of shortening and knead that in. And while you're kneading, that's the perfect time to add some color if you want to. So I have some of Wilton's Rose Petal Pink right here. I'm gonna put on some gloves so I don't get coloring all over my hands, and we're gonna knead that color into it. All right, now that our color is all worked in and our gum paste is nice and soft, we're gonna make the base to our rose. So you're gonna take a little bit of the gum paste. You want a little ball that's about 3/4 of an inch. There we go, just like that. And then we're gonna roll it out, and we're gonna shape it into a cone, and we're gonna make it about 1 1/4 of an inch. And then when you have it shaped, go ahead and take a toothpick, dip it in a little bit of gum glue adhesive. If you don't know how to make gum glue adhesive, it's actually really easy. You just take little drops of gum paste, put it in a little bowl of water like this, and when it dissolves, that makes your gum glue adhesive. And we're gonna stick it in the end of our base. And we're gonna sit this right here, and we're gonna let it sit for 24 hours till it hardens. But through YouTube magic, I actually have one here that's all ready to go. Now we're gonna roll out our gum paste. Gum paste is actually very similar to fondant in the feel and texture while you're working with it, but the great thing about gum paste is that you can actually roll it out really thin. So we're gonna roll it out to less than 1/16 of an inch. And a good way to tell that is that it will become almost see-through. So you see how I have lines right here on my mat? I'm gonna roll the gum paste until I can start to see those lines. Now we're gonna take the largest rose cutter from the Wilton cutter set, which you can find in the link below. And we're gonna position it right here. Now we only need 1 petal, so I'm really just focusing on this part up here. And I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna make sure I push very good on all the edges here. Okay, go ahead and take that away. Just gonna get rid of the extra gum paste around it. And again, I'm not paying too much attention to these petals down here because we just need 1 petal. So I'm gonna take my fondant tool right here, and I'm gonna cut right here, get rid of all those other petals, we don't need them. And I'm gonna take a little handy little spatula right here and help me to lift this up. And I'm gonna transfer it to my purple foam right here. Before you put it on the purple foam, you wanna make sure you just lightly dust it with cornstarch. So we're gonna put the petal here, and we're gonna take our ball tool. We're gonna gently soften the edges by running our ball tool along the edge. Now this is very important because this softening of the edges and really thinning them out is what gives your rose that really lifelike petal look. Right, so now that we have that petal done, we're gonna go ahead and take a brush here, get a little bit of our gum glue adhesive, and just put it on the bottom half of our petal. And then we're gonna take our base, and we're gonna put it sideways, and we're gonna wrap that petal around our base. And you want it to overlap just a little bit. And while we're not working with it, we want to set it in our foam base over here. For our next step, we're going to roll out our gum paste again to less than 1/16 of an inch. And we're going to use our large rose cutter to cut out 3 sets of petals. Okay, now that all of our petals are cut out, we're going to remove the extra gum paste around those petals. Use our trusty little spatula right here to help us lift up these petals. And for the petals that we're not using, we're gonna keep in our storage board right here. Now that we've thinned out all of our petals, we're gonna take our pink foam here. It's been dusted with cornstarch, just like the purple one. And we're gonna transfer our petals to the pink foam very carefully. All right, and now we're gonna take our brush, dip it in a little bit of gum glue adhesive, and we're gonna brush the middle and the bottom half of all the petals. Now we're gonna take our base, and we're gonna stick it through. Make sure you find the little hole on the bottom. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna start by taking the first petal, and we're gonna wrap it around. And then for this part, we're gonna take the opposite petal, and we're gonna wrap it around so that they overlap. You want to work kind of quickly for this part so that the water doesn't dry up on you. And then we're going to take our remaining 3 petals and we're going to overlap those upon each other. And then don't worry about what the bottom looks like. We're going to take care of that in just a minute here. Just focus on your petals. Wrap it around. See, you already got a little bit of a rose forming. Now we're going to remove our pink foam and we're going to pat smooth the bottom half of our flower. Now you don't have to worry too much about what this looks like. We're going to stick it in a cupcake, but you do want it nice and smooth so you don't have any edges sticking out. Now we're going to repeat the step of thinning the petals with the ball tool for the next 2 sets of petals. And I'm going to take my flower, I'm going to stick it in the middle. And then unlike we did before, remember how we did the first petal and then the opposite petal? We don't need to do that anymore. We're just gonna go 1 petal at a time, overlapping. We're gonna remove the pink foam like we did before, turn our flower upside down and just smooth out the bottom. For the final set of petals, we're gonna do exactly what we did before. Just go ahead and put them in and then overlap them 1 at a time. Okay, so you're noticing how as I'm putting them up, my petals are kind of falling over. That's okay, we just want them to stick right now. I'm going to turn it upside down, let them kind of fall naturally down. We're going to remove the pink foam like we've been doing and patting down the bottom. Okay, now our flower is done, but to keep those petals looking up, we're going to take a little square piece of foil. We're going to put that on there. All right, flip your flower back over and then kind of form the foil around the flower to make sure those petals stay upright while it's drying. All right, perfect. Now we're gonna let this sit in our foam block for about 24 hours. All right, so now that you let your flower sit for 24 hours, we're gonna go ahead and take it out of the foam. We're gonna remove the foil right here. All right, see how it's nice and, oops. See how it's nice and set up? Your petals are nice and hard, it doesn't move. Perfect, this is exactly where we want it. So now that our flower is all set up, we're gonna take it, we'll just put it down very gently right here. It's pretty delicate at this point, so we're gonna make sure you're very gentle with it. And we're gonna take some Wilton pearl dust. Now this pearl dust is gonna add a shimmer effect to it, which is really cool. You're gonna take a nice clean brush, dip it in a little bit of your pearl dust right here. I like to remove any of the excess pearl dust in my cap right here. And then we're just gonna brush it along the edges. You see how pretty that is, how it's shimmery? It's just so pretty. Now that our rose is all done, it's shimmery and beautiful. I have the spatula iced cupcake right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it in the top. There you go. Pair this with a bottle of wine and you have yourself the perfect Valentine's Day gift. Tell me in the comments below what you'll be making this Valentine's Day. And if there's any other gum paste flowers you'd like to see me make, let me know too. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel to access all of our videos. I'm Stephanie here at Wilton. Thanks for watching.